Imagine walking through your city on a normal summer morning. The sun is shining. Merchants are opening their shops. Children are running through the streets. Nothing feels unusual. Then you notice a woman, standing alone, in the middle of the road, dancing, not celebrating, not performing, just dancing, hour after hour, without stopping. People stare, some laugh, others ignore her. But by the next day, she is still there, still moving, still dancing. And something even stranger is about to happen, because she won't be the last. This happened in the summer of 1518, in Strasbourg, a city that was part of the Holy Roman Empire. Today, it sits within modern-day France. But back then, nobody could have imagined they were about to witness one of the strangest events in human history. The woman's name was Frau Trophäa. According to historical records, she stepped into the street and began dancing. No music, no audience, no celebration, just movement. Relentless movement. People expected her to stop after a few minutes, then a few hours, then a day. She didn't. Her feet swelled, her body weakened, but she kept dancing. And then the impossible happened. Others joined her. One person, then another, then another. Within days, dozens of people were dancing through the streets. Not happily, not voluntarily, desperately. Some were crying while they danced. Some begged for help. Some collapsed from exhaustion, then stood up again and continued moving. The city was terrified. Nobody understood what they were seeing. Was it a curse? A disease? A punishment from God? Or something even stranger? The authorities desperately searched for answers. And then they made a decision that would make everything worse. Much worse. City leaders consulted local physicians. The doctors studied the dancers, watched them, questioned them, observed their exhausted bodies. Eventually, they reached a conclusion. The dancers were suffering from what they called hot blood. According to the medical beliefs of the time, the only cure was more dancing. So the city did something unbelievable. They built stages, they hired musicians, they encouraged the dancers to keep moving. Imagine that. Hundreds of terrified citizens watching musicians play while exhausted men and women danced themselves into collapse. The city believed it was helping. Instead, the number of dancers grew. Dozens became hundreds. Reports from the period suggest that around 400 people may have been affected. 400. An entire crowd trapped inside a nightmare. The streets became a moving sea of exhaustion, bodies stumbling, arms shaking, legs refusing to stop. People danced through pain. Some reportedly suffered heart attacks. Others collapsed from strokes. Many simply fell where they stood. The city that tried to cure the plague had accidentally fed it. Every morning brought new dancers. Every night brought more fear. Nobody knew who would be next. Imagine looking out your window, seeing your neighbor dancing uncontrollably, then your friend, then your brother, and wondering if tomorrow it would be you. The panic spread almost as fast as the dancing itself. Eventually, city officials realized their solution was failing. The musicians were dismissed, the stages were dismantled, and the dancers were taken away. Many were transported to a shrine dedicated to Saint Vitus, a saint associated with strange neurological conditions. There, prayers were offered, ceremonies were performed, and slowly, the dancing began to fade. The crowds grew smaller, the streets became quieter, and eventually, the nightmare ended. But the mystery never did. More than 500 years later, historians still debate what really happened. Some believe it was a form of mass psychogenic illness, a phenomenon where extreme stress spreads through groups of people and produces real physical symptoms. Others point to the terrible conditions of the time: famine, disease, religious fear, economic hardship, a population already pushed to its limits. Maybe the dancing was the final crack in a society under enormous pressure. Others have suggested poisoning from contaminated grain, a substance that can cause hallucinations and bizarre behavior. But there is a problem. The symptoms don't perfectly match, and no explanation answers every question. That is what makes the dancing plague so unsettling. We know it happened. Historical records confirm it. Officials documented it. Witnesses described it. The city lived through it. Yet even today, nobody can say with certainty longer than cities, longer than the people who witnessed them. 5 centuries have passed since the streets of Strasbourg filled with dancers. Yet we are still staring at the same mystery, trying to understand what they experienced, trying to explain what they saw, trying to find certainty where none exists. Because the truth is that the strangest mysteries are not the ones hidden in legends. They are the ones that actually happened, the ones recorded in real history, the ones that remind us how little we sometimes understand about the human mind, and how quickly an ordinary day can become something no one will ever forget.